Okay, we're back on Burlington on the Spot, and today we have Deena Ziegler. Said that right?
Yes.
She's in here from Prairie Family Center.
Correct.
So today we're going to talk about Prairie Family Center.
Okay.
So I guess my first thought is thanks for coming in. And I think we're going to talk about some events you guys have coming up. But before we do that, can you give us some history and just, what Prairie Family Center is, what your services are, what you offer?
Okay.
Because I think there's probably, most people know, but, if they don't, it'd be good to tell them.
Okay. So we became a family center in 1996. And then when we became a 501c3 in 2001, there's 33 centers in the state, and we created our own association. So we are able to lobby and be able to find funding because we're now a part of an association. So that has been a great thing for all the centers across the state. Our mission is providing our community with education and resources needed to build and support healthy, functional families. And our vision is your success. So even though a lot of people come into our organization needing help, needing services, we're able to then take those services and go and beyond that and try to help them to become successful. So maybe with case management, setting goals, things like that.
Wow, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
33 of them, is that one in each county? Or
It's not.
because I don't know how many counties there are.
I don't know either. I think there's like 76.
Yeah, I was like, my
Give or
math
take.
was off. But that's a lot.
Yeah.
Are they all a part of that same organization that Prairie Family Center
It
is?
is. So
and
we
they're
have
all different names and stuff? Or
different names. And we have a membership, so we have to pay in dues. And then with that, we are able to get some funding passed through the association, but then it also helps us to have the same practices across all 33 centers. So the same the family support assessment that we use is across all 33 centers. We're able to have the same policies and regulations, things like that, across the 33 centers because we have this association.
And that probably makes it good to share best practices
It does,
and then
it
help build
does.
more programs,
Yep.
take learnings and takeaways. And
Exactly.
well, that's good. So how long have you been in your role at Prairie?
I've been with Prairie Family Center since 2008.
Oh, wow.
And I came on as the health advocate and did that for about 7 years. And then I've been the director for, I think I'm going on 7.
So a long
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And you've seen it grow and change quite a bit too, because you guys moved, and I guess we're coming, man, I can't believe it's been, over a year?
It has been
A year and a half, or?
February was a year.
Right before COVID.
Right.
Yeah, that's why it's so weird.
Yeah.
So a year ago you moved, and now do you want to give out your address? So
Yep. So we moved, a year ago in February, and we actually purchased our own building. And so we're at 1040 Rose Avenue. And so with us owning that space, we've been able to do a lot to be able to promote what Prairie Family Center is. If you drive by Rose Avenue, you'll see that the parking lot has been painted.
Yep.
We had.
It looks awesome.
Last summer we had a bunch of kiddos come in, and we bought a bunch of paint, had a bunch of paint donated, and just started painting squares on the parking lot. And so that's our hope, is that we're going to be able to just keep continuing to paint and make it family friendly.
Yeah, and it's an awesome store now, because you've got the donations. If people have donations, they can come and drop off, right, for clothing, food, stuff like that.
Right.
And then the thrift store is in the front.
Yep, the thrift store is on the south side of the building, and then our offices are on the east side. And so the thrift store is a program of the Family Center. So we're able to provide cost-effective, affordable clothing, housewares for our community. And also, if a family was needing help and needed, housewares, pots and pans, dishes, things like that, or maybe clothing to help with to get them ready for a job interview, or maybe they just need clothes to help them Maybe it's cold weather's come in and they need a coat or snow boots, or maybe it's summertime and they are needing some, shorts and things like that to get them ready for the summer season. They could come in, and we do have a voucher system that.
How does that work?
So we do have a family support assessment 2.0 that they have to come in and work with an advocate, and there's a assessment, and then we do another assessment in 3 months just to see where they're at. There's goal setting along with that assessment. So once they've completed that with an advocate, then we'll review and see how many dollars we may be able to allow, and usually it's about $20. So that's $20 worth of clothing, housewares, things like that to help get them on their feet.
Back on their feet, or if they're in a tough situation, huh?
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome. So on a typical day, do you just get a wide variety of different folks coming in? So I would imagine some people come in and they're buying stuff, and then that all goes towards the programs.
Right. So profit from the thrift store, helps programs that are in existence, or programs that maybe we haven't been able to continue because the grant has ended. And so some of that profit is going to be able to sustain our programming. Some programs that we have are parenting classes, and we have 4 parenting classes that we're planning this summer.
Oh, nice.
We have a Spanish speaking that I'm looking at Blanca de Leon from Stratton and Rita Mandis being able to help facilitate. And then we're looking at a Nurturing Parenting in the Park, which is going to be a 7-week program, and Nurturing Fathers in the Park with Chase McCullough.
Okay, I know Chase. Very cool.
Yeah, and so the Spanish speaking, we just want to make sure that we're being able to provide the diversity and inclusiveness within our community. And this isn't a class we've ever been able to facilitate before. And so now with these new staff members, we're really excited to be able to provide this for our Spanish-speaking community.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and so we're looking at the park and probably during the day sometime. And then Nurturing Parenting in the Park, so that being a 7-week program, we're looking at July 6th, and it would be in the evenings about 5:30. We will provide a free meal. We'll have our curriculum, and then we'll come together and just play and do some fun stuff at the park.
And so that's how many weeks long is that one?
7 weeks.
7 weeks, and is it like once a week, or
once a week for 7 weeks starting July 6th?
Oh, that is awesome. And then what does that look like? What are you going over? I mean,
so the curriculum talks from brain development into different discipline, from talking over time out, loss of privileges, restitution, things like that. We talk about what your child might be going through. So we're going to talk about feelings, emotions, and things like that.
And then how do you typically in the past, how have you gotten the word about this stuff? Probably in the paper and online?
Yeah, we advertise through the paper, Burlington Record, Facebook, our website, which is prairiefamilycenter.com. That's been how.
And then who would you say is a good fit for this? I mean, any parent?
Any parent.
I mean, just looking to say, hey, I need a little bit of help.
Yeah. So I've been teaching this class since 2008. And so I had little ones, and now my youngest is 19, and he still lives at home, and I'm still using Nurturing Parenting as a tool to help communicate with my son. So we're not saying that you're a bad parent. We're just saying that this is a tool.
Yeah.
And so parenting is, and each child has, we have a toolbox for each child. So we were like, Mom, I'd learned something from my mom, and it works. It was awesome for me when I was a child. I'm going to try this on my child. I have something from my dad, and that was really great. Or you know what? My mom did this, and it wasn't great. I am not going to put this in my toolbox. I'm going to take this out. But I learned something from parenting class. I'm going to put that in my toolbox. And then each child has a different toolbox. So everything that we use on one child is not going to work on the next child. And so that's all the parenting class is just a tool. And just try it, see if it works. And it's just a place to support each other and encourage each other as parents.
And share best practices and what works.
Best
and
practices,
maybe even go over some of the issues that you're like, how do I handle this?
Exactly. It's a place to talk, a place to learn, and a place to grow.
That is super cool.
Exactly.
Have you done this before, or is this a new program?
Nope. We've been doing this. I've been there since 2008, and we've been doing
every summer?
Every summer, every fall. I mean, nurturing parenting there's a new class about, so it lasts about 15 weeks. This class in the summer, we did find a new curriculum that Nurturing Parenting facilitates for a 7-week program that we could fit into the summer. But like right now, we have a class going on in Stratton. And so we take off about 3 weeks so we can advertise, and then we start again. So we have a parenting class going nearly year round.
And then how many people do you usually get that attend those?
We would like to have 5 to maybe 7 families, and kiddos are invited too because we have a curriculum for them. So if we're talking about family rules with the parents, we're talking about family rules with the kiddos, and then those families are going to go home and create their family rules together. So it's an option. It's a time for families to work together on this nurturing.
Yeah, so they're becoming a team and figuring it out.
Exactly.
Well, that's awesome that you guys do that. What other are the big programs that you have coming up this summer?
So this summer we're also going to do the Burlington Elementary School is having summer school, and then they'll have free breakfast and lunch. And then after lunch, Prairie Family Center is going to provide Catch, which is an exercise program for preschool through 6th grade at the elementary school. So as soon as lunch is over, they can go for another hour, and we'll be so from 12:15 to 1:15. So it's a great place for your kiddos to spend the summer. They can do school and have breakfast and lunch, and then come and play, and then you can get your kiddos back at 1:15.
So what does Catch mean? What do you do for that hour?
So it's we have a curriculum of a variety of different games, activities that the kids will be doing. I'll have facilitators there and aides that are going to be able to help.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so they're just playing. It could be water games. It could be soccer, basketball, whatever is for that session. It goes 2 days a week for 4 weeks.
Okay. So, yeah, because I think our son is going to be overdoing that. Yeah, so that's why I'm excited. And that sounds like that's really pushing your physical fitness, just trying to keep them moving.
Keep them moving. Yeah, and then there will be a little bit of conversations about nutrition and, talking a little bit about, taking, we do a slow and go process. So you have an apple, that's your go, because you can eat that. It's going to give you the energy to keep on going. Slow is maybe we have taken that apple and made it into apple juice. And so now we've added, there's probably really 3 or 4 apples to create that apple juice. Okay. And then the whoa is maybe that apple is now apple pie. It's okay to have
so apple. Is that like whoa? Like
whoa. Yeah, so it's okay to have that apple pie once in a while, but it's not okay to have that apple pie every day.
That's catchy too.
So yeah.
Whoa, go slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So anyway, Catch will be Mondays and Tuesdays from 12:15 to 1:15, and in the month of June, and then in July we're going to continue to provide Catch. We just haven't quite come up with a time frame yet. We're going to visit with the school and see what works for them. But we might try to do something a little bit more in the morning, so it's possibly a little bit cooler in July. So
you guys are going to be busy.
We are.
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly, I know you guys did a lot, but I didn't know the specific programs you were running, and that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Was there another one? Because
we do on Thursdays in June, from 9 to 10. We're going to do a sensory and learning activity for preschoolers, and so we're going to have set up. We have purchased also 161 10th Street, which is just north of our building.
Yep.
And we're cleaning that lot off as we speak. So we've demolished, and we're going to start cleaning that lot and turn that space into a learning space. And so right now it'll be the sensory activities for preschoolers with water, bubbles, sand. We're going to have bring CSU in, and they're going to do some education on gardening.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to paint with dirt or mud, and then actually let them, plant some different things from, we've seen a thing where you take and make a little mud ball and add eyes and face, nose and mouth, and then grass seed on top to grow hair. And
that's
so, yeah,
neat.
lots of fun stuff where the preschoolers are going to get to just.
When does that space become open?
Our plan is that we will begin to the first week of June.
So coming up.
Yeah, that's our hopes, is we're going to get that lot cleaned off by June. And then we're also hoping to have some raised beds on that lot and create a garden space where we would be able to let the community come in and receive some education. CSU will be available for some education. And then we also have a retired teacher that is planning to help with some education and teaching a lot about gardening, but also then helping us with the planting process and watering and weeding and then the harvest. And then our hopes is that some of the harvest can actually even go back into our food bank.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, right now we're serving 40 families of seniors with some produce that were received from the Colorado Food Pantry. Okay. And those are some local growers. We have some growers out of Bethune and Stratton that we're able to get. We had lettuces and potatoes and onions, cage-free eggs, and grass-fed beef.
Wow.
And we've been able to feed 40 seniors. And so our hopes is that we can continue this produce from our own garden to be able to help.
To keep helping that out and supplement it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Where do the seniors, are those seniors that just said, hey, we need a little bit of help then? Or how does that work?
We have a program. It's called Commodities Food Service Program. And so you have to be over 60, and then it is income-based.
Okay.
And so those are, seniors that are on a fixed budget. If there were seniors that were wanting to have access to this food, all they have to do is just come into the office, and we will sign them up. So
that is great. Well, and I think when we push this out here and try and let people know about it, a lot of times people are hesitant to reach out sometimes. So it's kind of one of those things. If you know somebody that this might be good for, I guess that's kind of the message today, right? They can come down and talk to you guys and get them started in the right direction.
Exactly. Yeah.
I had no idea about all these programs. How did the relationship with CSU, how did that come about?
So they had came to us last year and asked if we would be interested in a Grow and Give program that they do. And so they would give Prairie Family Center some plants. So we had tomato plants and some cucumber and some lettuces, I think it was, that they had started. And then they brought those plants to Prairie Family Center. And then we had people take those plants home. And when they did that, they registered with CSU. And then when they took those plants home and planted them, and then the harvest, they could donate back to our food pantry. Okay. And so we got involved with them through that. And then this has always been a heart's desire. I think not even mine, but a lot of our board is to have a educational gardening space where we can health is a big resource that Prairie Family Center has been trying to tap into and trying to provide for our community. We've had exercise for many years, and a program that we've done is Cooking Matters. It's a place for people to learn how to cook healthy foods. And so we've been doing those for years, since 2008, since I've been there. And so now it's like, okay, so now what else can we do besides providing these programs that we've been doing for years, but start, a place to learn how to grow our own foods. And so
that's going to be amazing with that new space.
Yes.
And then also it sounds like kids are going to be involved down there, so they'll get to learn, and they love, playing in mud for sure.
Sure.
But then also they'll probably be able to learn some of that stuff with the growing food and gardening.
And then with that, kicking off with this garden, our hopes is to purchase a space, so whether it be a building, a modular, something that we would be able to provide a space for life skills teaching. So I'm thinking, like, if we were to put a modular in, it would have a kitchen, it would have a living room space, a space for other learning.
No, and I think that's phenomenal, because stuff that a lot of people take for granted, it's you take it for granted that everyone knows how to maybe say balance their checkbook.
Exactly.
Is that type of stuff too, where you're helping with money management and just cooking and preparing stuff.
Yeah. So we would, invite even maybe middle schoolers, high schoolers, and then, young families that may not have those skills, and being able to help them so that they can be that success.
Well, it's the other thing about that's amazing too, is you talk to kids that are coming out now that are 18, 19, and a lot of times they're getting hit with credit card offers and stuff like that at like 16 or 17, and they come out and they don't have any clue.
Right. Yeah.
So, I think that's going to be a big service.
Yeah. And so, teaching them about what those predators are that are out there. And, it could be as simple as a credit card. So
just giving them the skills to succeed that probably aren't taught in school.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, any other programs to talk about, or?
So I'll go a little bit over some of the programs that we do. So we are, first and foremost, a resource and referral. So that family is going to come into our office. They're looking for a resource, and we will either try to meet that resource within our facility or refer them to an agency within our community that would be able to meet that need or service.
Do you have a couple examples of what that would look like?
So we do have funding for where we can pay some utility bills. So that funding, we receive it quarterly. So there might be a time that we don't have that funding because we've already spent that money. And so we would refer them to an organization that may be able to assist.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's an aging, a program where we don't have a program. Maybe it's an area agency program that they would be able to service, or Department of Human Services. Maybe they're needing a service from them that we just don't have.
But really, so the resource piece, or that's the referral, and the resource piece is if somebody has, pretty much from what I'm hearing, any kind of a situation that they need help with, they can start by reaching out to you guys.
Yep.
And then you can either help them here, or you can refer them to the right place if you can't help them.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So we do have our food pantry. We have a food pantry in-house that can be accessed once a month. And to do that, they're going to have to complete the Colorado Family Support Assessment 2.0. And then we also have a food pantry that is a drive-through. And that food pantry is the second Monday of each month at the community center.
Okay.
So we have those two. And then we have the commodities food service program for 60 and over. And that's always the fourth Thursday. And right now with COVID, that has been... With COVID, we are delivering our senior boxes.
And is that going to change? Have you heard? Because it feels like things are about to come back
Things are
pretty
changing.
much back to normal.
Yeah. But I think It's been a nice service to provide for our seniors. So,
awesome.
I don't know for sure if that'll change. I mean, it's good for them to get out too, but I think it's been nice for our staff.
They actually like prefer it.
And our staff kind of like it too.
Oh, do they? No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Good.
they like to be able to go and, say hi and kind of be that encouragement. So
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, and then that kind of segues into a new program that we just started about 3 weeks ago called Circle Talk, which is for 60 and over. And it's a place for seniors to come and create relationships and a place to come and talk about different things. COVID has kind of created some loneliness. And so Circle Talk is a place to help maybe
that is an awesome idea.
Alleviate
so when does that happen? Or that's brand new? It's about
brand
to
new.
happen.
It's brand new. We've actually this is our third week. And that is Tuesdays at 11 o'clock. And so they'll come and do Circle Talk, and then they will eat a meal together.
And it's for seniors over 60.
Over 60.
How many people have attended that so far?
We have 7, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I already have some people in mind.
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
and that's just to come down and just enjoy the company and get out?
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's at the facility right there?
It's actually at the United Methodist Church of Burlington.
Okay.
So we are renting a room there. So
that's really neat.
Yeah.
Well, because I even knew of some people in that age group that were meeting like at Burger King.
Exactly.
Okay, so you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
or
yeah,
maybe, right? So.
Yeah. It's that coffee group, that type of thing. So this is just a place for them to come, and we have a curriculum so we can kind of get some different conversations going. And
I bet they're loving that.
Yeah, this last week they talked about different things in history and were they there when those things in history happened, like Pearl Harbor and World War II and Vietnam, things like that. So it's a time for them to reflect and remember some of that stuff.
Well, and I think you make a really good point that a lot of seniors over the last year have been at home.
Exactly.
So they're getting back out and being social, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You had mentioned staff. That was one question I wanted to ask, because we obviously, out of this conversation, I'm realizing how many services you provide for the community. But on top of that, how many people are you staffing?
We have
employing, I should say.
9 employees
Ooh.
right now. Yeah. And then
full time?
No, not full time. Full time we have 5. And we have a high school girl that comes in a couple of afternoons and helps in the thrift store. And then we have a girl that she works for the Christian school, and then she comes and helps us with nurturing parenting at night, and then helps us on Fridays getting us prepped for the week for different programs there. So, and then we have a thrift store employee that's part-time. And
then are you looking for any volunteers moving forward, or?
We are. So Catch, I've heard is 130 kids have enrolled for summer school. And so,
wow.
Yeah, that could, so 130 kids. So anyway, we don't know for sure what that looks like for Catch, but, always looking for volunteers.
Yeah, that's 130. I mean, yep, I can see how you need some volunteers.
We need a little bit of help there.
That, or you guys going to be really tired.
Exactly. So, high school kids that would like to either volunteer or, what that might look like is to have them come and help us with these kids. These kids would love to look up to a high school kid that would like to provide a little bit of mentoring, So it's a great opportunity, I think, for us to mix these different age groups together and create some relationships there too. So so volunteers are always needed. Our mobile pantry, we're going to be, it's every second Monday, and we start at 8 o'clock, and it is, we unload a truck full of food and then box all of that food up into individual family boxes, and then those boxes are then distributed into a drive-through process, and that box is put into a car, and we move on to the next one. And it's a lot of hard work. It takes about 3 hours, but it's nonstop for about 3 hours. So volunteers are needed for that also for the mobile pantry.
Okay. And when this airs, we'll make sure that we put that in the notes. We're going to put all these like little subtitles and let everyone know.
Okay. We help with application assistance. We help with SNAP, which is food stamp applications, and then Medicaid and CHP Plus health care applications.
Kind of help walk families through first time or any questions they might have about qualification. Or
Exactly. Yep. And then Department of Human Services, then that application is sent to them, and then they're the ones who approve that, and will make any other phone calls or contacts to make sure that all information is received.
Wow.
Okay. So Catch, we've been doing that for quite a few years. It's just exercise for kiddos. And then we do a literacy for little ones, which is a preschool readiness program that we provide. Right now with COVID, we're putting packets together. And so each child care provider in the Burlington area receives a book, a craft, song, a letter to help with letter recognition, and it's all provided. And then the child care provider just teaches that, and then the next week we provide them with a new packet.
So you guys are handing those out to all the child care.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And then we have our thrift store. We have Christmas boxes that we do in December, and so we work with Safeway and Food Bank of the Rockies, and we provide a turkey and all the fixings at Christmas time.
Not Berkey, right?
No, not Berkey. She is safe.
Good.
We do All About Being a Teen, which is right now we've just been working with teenage girls, but it's a curriculum. We last month we worked out of Stratton and did a weekend, and so we did a Saturday Sunday thing where the kids, the girls came and spent the day doing some crafts and just talking about the different things that girls need to talk about, from boys and what their brains look like, and what a girl's brain looks like, and peer pressure, and being able to have confidence and strength to be able to say no against different things. So,
wow.
Yeah. So.
And then, so you guys have a website that we can let everyone know about where all these things are posted?
Yep. PrairieFamilyCenter.com.
Okay.
So the summer food service program, we will be providing, so the school is doing that in June, and then Prairie Family Center will do that in July. In July, it'll be breakfast and lunch, and it'll be a grab and go like it was last summer.
Okay.
And so you can come and get a bag of breakfast and lunch for your kiddos, and they can take that home and eat for the month of July.
That's really good.
Yes. We do Exploring Foods, which is a preschool nutrition program. So we go into the preschool for 6 weeks for about 15, 20 minutes, and we'll bring different foods, and they get to smell it, they get to touch it, they get to squeeze it, they get to play with it.
Yeah, just experience it.
Yeah, so they make a clown face. So, they have kiwis and bananas for eyes, and peppers for noses, things like that. And so once they've made that face, then maybe, they might taste it. So
that's the last. That's the goal. Right?
That is the goal, that they will get to taste that. And then we also have Energy Outreach Colorado, which is a utility payment program.
Assistance.
Yes, utility assistance. So from November 1st through April 30th, they have to apply for LEAP, which we can help with that application also, or Department of Human Services can help with that application. And that will usually pay their gas bill, and then we can pay for an electric bill. So we can pay for 1 month. Throughout that period, which would actually, that period then is October 1st through September 30th, where one utility bill could be paid. So,
So there's help for that as well.
There's help for that. We also do respite care, which is a monthly one night where foster families can come and bring their kiddos, or kinship can bring their families and drop their kiddos off and spend, the kids can spend 2 hours with us. We'll provide a meal and have arts and crafts and games and things like that. And so then the parents can go and enjoy some time alone, have a date night, or do something. Maybe they just need to go shopping, or they just want to have a little bit of time to veg and know that their kiddos are being safe.
Yeah.
And so we work with those families there too. And then we're also providing case management. So some families that receive more than one service in a month, or if it's something that continues. So if they continue to come and need help with utility payments every year, or they're coming and they're needing help with food every month, we're going to ask that they help us with some case management. And so they're going to meet with an advocate once a week and talk about how their goal is going and what we can do to help them achieve that goal.
That is great. So really you're encouraging them to find a way to make positive improvement.
Exactly. Yep.
That is awesome. Yep. So it's not just, that makes really good sense.
So yeah, we have a lot going on.
Is that all on the website? Because that's a lot.
It is.
And then how did you guys get so immersed with the school system? I had no idea, but it sounds like you have a really good partnership with them.
We do. We've been working with them for about 7 or 8 years. Providing catch exploring foods, and it's just been a great partnership to be able to be there right when the kids, get out of school, so then they can have this after school program. The preschool happens during the day while they're at preschool.
Yeah.
And so it's just an opportunity that, the preschool is able to tap into us too, to provide education and then to provide an activity. And
that was just because you guys knew each other, or just small community?
Yeah,
and said, hey,
we sit on the preschool. Trying to think what the preschool board that Burlington Elementary School has, and so we've been able to sit on that board and provide. And so it works for both of us. We're able to meet their needs and them us too. So.
Well, and I'll be honest. I've known about you guys for a long time, and you guys are all great, and you guys are always helping people, but I had no idea the scope of all these different services. So, it's really impressive.
Yeah. And it takes these collaborations and partnerships. We are working with Communities That Care, and Department of Human Services, Kit Carson County Department of Human Services. And we all three entities, we took pinwheels and made sure that every student in the county received a pinwheel and a package of seeds during April for Child Abuse Awareness Month. So there's a lot of things that we do to partner. Department of Human Services and Communities That Care and CMP are continuing to provide us with referrals too for our parenting classes, and maybe we have free diapers and wipes, formula. And so being able to receive these referrals helps us to be able to make sure that needs are being met.
Definitely. Have you seen a difference since COVID hit? What has it done? Has it been less people reaching out to services, more? Where does that stand?
When COVID first started, we didn't quite see the need that we were seeing across the state. There were some family centers that were in real dire need of some funding. We weren't seeing that. But then Kit Carson County's numbers started to rise, and we were seeing more families that were being quarantined. And so, they weren't able to work for 2 weeks, and they were needing some help. And so then we started to see those numbers. Yeah, people came in and were needing some help with food or needing help with utility bills. And during COVID, we were able to help with 2 bills a year there. So because we received some extra funding with COVID relief.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I really thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and
I
then telling us
appreciate it.
all these programs. I appreciate it too. And I think what you guys do is so important to the community. So we might reach out before we post this and just make sure it's a lot. So we're going to make sure that we get links to all this and direct people to the website. And I guess if anybody has a need, they know to come to you. And if somebody wants to donate, they know to come to you. I mean, you guys are doing, I don't know where you're finding the time to do all these things, but yeah, I really appreciate it.
Well,
so
thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate
Take
you
care.
having us here.
Yeah, we'll have you back.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.